welcome to the first day of Vlogmas. I am so excited for this month full of videos. I am aiming at the time of recording this to post every single day, and I'm recording this a little bit early in order to make a head start because otherwise I don't think I would be able to manage it, especially because we are going away on Christmas Eve. It's finally happening. We're going to Australia for a friend's wedding. So we fly over Christmas Eve, we land in Singapore late on Christmas Day, and then we land in Australia on Boxing Day. And I am so excited. I just know that this month is going to be stupidly busy, so I have to get work ready so that I can leave at a decent time and not stress myself out over the holiday period. I don't like to leave things in a mess. And then also I'm going to be packing, buying the last minute things. I am currently considering starting a second channel, and it's something that I've been working on for a little while. It's going to be kind of like a lifestyle travel channel. So I need to get things properly ready for that. I just don't know if it's going to happen before I go to Australia. We've also got the Goodreads Choice Awards, which are currently happening. We've got the Best Books of the Year videos that I always do and would really like to work on. So December is going to be a really busy month, and I feel like I'm gonna have to grind these videos out in order to upload one every single day. But what I'm kind of thinking is if things go a bit awry and if I don't manage to get as far ahead as I want to, I could always post every other day and that's still going to be fine. But I'm really excited. I love doing Vlogmas or Bookmas. I just love talking about books every day with people. So this is the first video of Bookmas. I am super excited. I hope you guys are too. Please subscribe if you would like to see more videos from me. There are going to be, what, 24 whole videos this month at least, because I've also got various other videos to post at some point, but I've not scheduled them in yet. So it's going to be a hectic month, and you may see me start to slowly deteriorate throughout the month. But I'm so excited, and I'm so excited about these books that I want to read as well, so I wanted to share them with you. Before I begin, tell me below what your December plans are, your reading plans, life plans, whether or not you're celebrating Christmas, like what do you have going on? I would love to know. Other than that, let's get started. Which book shall I even start with? I don't know. I've got so many good ones. Okay, so on theme, let's start with Love Light Farms. This book is a romance book set on a Christmas tree farm. The main character is fake dating someone to try to appeal with the marketing to bring people into her Christmas tree farm and improve sales. I'm going to be reading this one first for a reading vlog. I'm really, really hyped for it. I cannot wait. And I'm really looking forward to reading the rest of the series as well. I know that each book in the series is set in a different season, and I just love that idea. I love that whole concept, and I'm really in the mood for Christmas. So even though I don't get my own Christmas day, I can still read lots of Christmas books. So this will be the first one that I read, and then I've got a few other Christmas books that I'm eyeing up. I'm not committing to any of them for sure right now, apart from this one, but I'll put a few covers on the screen. Tell me which ones you think I should read, and I will include those in a couple of vlogs as well. So, and then kind of going along theme, or on a theme, going with a theme, I would really like to reread Moon of the Crusted Snow, and I know this isn't a romance Christmas book, but it is wintry, and I'm trying to go for like wintry reads for the most part. In Australia it's going to be summer, so from the 26th onwards I'm going to be in for a bit of a shock, I think, but at the beginning of the month I can definitely read some wintry stuff. So this is a horror book. It's post-apocalyptic, set around an Indigenous Canadian community who learn that something terrible has happened in the outside world, and they're struggling to get supplies and things to them, and then suddenly strangers show up and start causing havoc. I've read this before, I really enjoyed it. I would really like to reread it before I read the sequel, so that's why this one's on the list. Again, going along with the winter theme, I would like to read The Winter Road. I have no idea what this is about. The tagline says, "The Empire will be born in spring, but it is forged in vicious winter." No clue what it's about, but that's okay. I think it's like a travelling fantasy book. I'm gonna be honest, I picked this one up because it had winter in the title, and I've owned it for a while, so I might as well read it now. Another book that has winter in the title is Winter Keep. I read Bitter Blue recently, and I would really like to carry on with this series. This is a series that I started years ago when Graceling first came out, and I just never finished it. So I read Bitter Blue, and now I'm on to Winter Keep. It says here it's about a new land that has been discovered, and there are telepathic sea creatures and foxes and pets and birds and stuff. I don't know if it's set during winter, that doesn't really matter. It's the fourth book in a fantasy series, so I'm looking forward to reading this one, finally. I've got another couple of fantasy books here that I would really, really like to read. The first one is Kings of the Wild, and this is quite a chunky one, so I don't know if I'm going to commit to it, but it's kind of one that I'm in the mood for right now. So this is about a bunch of guys. They've kind of retired from whatever they were doing, like fighting and stuff, and then something happens that means they have to get the band back together. Apparently it's quite humorous. I don't know how funny I'm going to find it. Depends on the author's sense of humour. It says here that Clay Cooper and his band were once the best of the best, the most feared and renowned crew of mercenaries this side of the Heartwild. Their glory days long past, the Mercs have grown apart and grown old, fat, drunk, or a combination of the three. Then an ex-bandmate turns up at Clay's door with a plea for help, the kind of mission that only the very brave or the very stupid would sign up for. And I feel like this is featuring, or the thing that goes wrong is something about one of their daughters or something, if I remember correctly. I might have just made that up, but I know that this is a series and there are 2 books out at the moment and there's a 3rd coming soon, I think. I do own both books, so if I really enjoy this one, maybe I'll read the 2nd, but as it's a series, I probably will not because I'm really bad at series. Another fantasy book that I would really like to read is Bonesmith by Nikki Palprato. I really adored Crown of Feathers, the first book in her debut trilogy, and then I didn't like the other 2. Or I didn't like the 2nd one, and the 3rd one I've been putting off reading as of right now. I should probably try to read that by the end of the year, let's be honest. But this is about necromancers and bone wielders or something. It's likened to Gideon the Ninth, but hopefully less confusing, and also Game of Thrones. This is the first in a duology, so if I enjoy this one, I can read the 2nd. I'm a little bit nervous because I haven't enjoyed, or I didn't enjoy Crown of Feathers 2, Heart of Flames, but maybe this is better, I hope. I did give Crown of Feathers 5 stars, so if I could give this one 5 stars as well, that would be amazing. I would also like to read Daughter of the Moon Goddess. This one just feels like it's a winter book. I don't know, there's something about it. I know that it's got like flowers and stuff on the cover, but yeah, I don't know. It just feels wintry to me. Maybe it's just the vibes. So this is about a girl who has been raised on the moon and she has to come down to Earth for some reason. It says it's a retelling inspired by a mid-autumn legend. Something about a celestial kingdom and a quest and legendary creatures. I know quite a few people, oh, pages are stuck together. I know quite a few people who have really enjoyed this, so I'd like to give it a go. And my friend Justine read it quite a while back and she was describing it to me and I was like, oh my god, this sounds like something that I would love, and then I just didn't pick it up. So I'd really like to read this, I think, by the end of the year. I feel like it's a good one to read in December. I would also really like to read Homecoming. So this book is set in Australia and that's why I've picked it up. It says that it's about a journalist who has lived in London for 2 decades and is now going back to Sydney. It's talking about a family tragedy and a mystery and stuff. I've never read anything by Kate Morton, but she has been on basically all of my new releases videos every time she's had a new release because her concepts and plots sound really, really good. So I'd like to give this one a go and I really hope that I enjoy it. I just wanted to pick a book that's already on my TBR that's set in Australia, and because I always try to read books set in a place that I am visiting, I think that would be quite fun. I will probably try to read this one before I go so that I don't have to take this massive book in my luggage, but then I might get a couple of other books on my Kindle and I'll put their covers up here because I've got a couple in mind but I can't remember what they're called. I can read those while I'm on the plane because the plane journey, in case you don't know, is 24 hours. My first flight I think is 12 hours to Singapore and then it's 8 hours to Sydney, and then obviously we've got the layover and stuff, so I need to stay awake for pretty much the whole of the first flight to reset my brain to then sleep on the second flight to then beat jet lag. So I'm gonna need lots of books to keep me awake on that first flight. I'm probably gonna be really excited, but I do like my sleep, so I'm a bit nervous. So I'm gonna pack my Kindle full of books and maybe I'll do a video. Let me know if you're interested in a video on what I'm planning on reading on a 24-hour plane journey, and then I can maybe vlog it. I won't. I will be sleeping. I need to be sensible because I can't show up at this wedding jet lagged. So I'm doing everything that I can to beat the jet lag. That's a tangent, I'm sorry. My point was I'm taking some Australian books with me to Australia. I would also really like to read Good Morning Midnight. So this one I think is initially set in the Arctic, and so that's kind of wintry, isn't it? I don't know if they travel out of the Arctic at some point, but I believe it's like a sci-fi book, post-apocalyptic. Something goes horribly wrong either with the planet or a mission, I don't really know, but I would really like to read this one. I also would love to read Once There Were Wolves. This one is set in Scotland. It's about rewilding in Scotland, which is something that I am quite passionate about actually, because we need it. Our wildlife in the UK has been depleted over the centuries and we really need to reintroduce some native wildlife to the country. And there's this whole thing about wolves currently that people are arguing over. So I'd really like to read this one. I've not read anything yet by this author, but it does sound really good. A non-fiction book I would like to read is Out of Thin Air. I hauled this one recently. You will see it in a book haul, or you will have already seen it in a book haul. No, this is the first Vlogmas video. You will see this in a book haul. So this is a non-fiction book about murders and disappearances in Iceland. I've actually been here. I've driven around here, which is really cool. So I'd like to read this one if I am in the mood for a non-fiction. It's very short and it's a topic that I am interested in, so I'm sure I will enjoy it. And then the final book that I'm thinking about picking up is The Snow Child. This is literally just because it's got snow in the title. It says it's set in Alaska in the 1920s. Jack and Mabel are looking for a fresh start. In the wilderness, Mabel is haunted by the baby she lost many years before. A little girl appears mysteriously on their land. Is she what she seems, and can they find room in their hearts for her? So I don't know what kind of book this is. Like, it doesn't sound like a thriller or anything. It's probably literary historical fiction. I picked this up from a charity shop, I think, for like £1. So I'll give it a go and see what I think. Other than that, I'm not really sure what I would like to read in December. I'm trying to keep things relaxed so that I can mood read because of all these videos that I'm trying to post. That's going to take up most of my month. So we'll just see what ends up happening. If you would highly recommend any of these books that I've shown you today, tell me and I will prioritise them. Otherwise, I'm just going to see where the mood takes me, I think. Let me know what you'll be reading in December in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe for Bookmas. And then other than that, wish me luck and I'll speak to you all in the next video. Bye!